you call me baby, I lose all control. Seems like you made me love you more. Now what you gonna do? You gotta lock it down, boy, show me that your love is true. There's nothing you won't do for me now. I feel it now. I know it's true. The crazy way I look at you, you own my heart right from the start. Now you have to prove that this was meant for you. I don't need no man who's in and out my life. I need that forever shit. If you and me gon' thrive, I want nothing more than you here by my side. You can be my ride or die. Cruise through life like la-di-da. La-di-da-di-di. It's just for you and I. We lost inside a land where the rules don't apply. Yo, your body be my ocean and never let me fly. Never to grow up, yo, it never hurt to try. I just wanna hold you close to the end of time. We can watch the world as the years go by. It's just me and you, baby, yeah, take a bow. And we be living the dream and it starts right now. I feel it now. I know it's true. The crazy way I look at you, you own my heart right from the start. Now you have to prove that this was meant for you. I don't need no man who's in and out my life. I need that forever shit. If you and me gon' thrive, I want nothing more than you here by my side. You can be my ride or die. Cruise through life like la-di-da. I don't need no man who's in and out my life. I need that forever shit. If you and me gon' thrive, I want nothing more than you here by my side. You can be my ride or die. Cruise through life like la-di-da. La-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da. What's up, Stoner's Corner? Welcome. I'm so happy you guys are here. This is our very, very first True Crime Tuesday episode on our new revamped Stoner's Corner. So I'm so happy to have you guys here with me. You know how we do on Stoner's Corner, my boos. We got a blaze for that info. So what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to grab your bongs, grab your joints, grab your dabs, grab your torches, or whatever it is that you do to get a little bit high with us tonight, and let's get high. Damn, do we love our weed? Do we love our weed? So yes, I want to thank you guys again for coming. This is going to be a regular Tuesday night thing, but guys, this will be probably not the only one, but we won't be doing regular live True Crime Tuesdays. So our lives will be on Friday. It will be Puffin' with Puffy on Fridays, and we talk about
anything, everything. We get guests on. They get to puff with Puffy, tell us everything that they're on about. We're going to do like a bunch of different themes. It's going to be really crazy. And then we'll do our true crimes, which will be video drops every Tuesday. And every now and then we'll get on here and go live and have some fun. But I figured because, you know, this is our very first one, why not go live together? It's a story I know pretty well, and it's such a fucked up one, so I'd like to kind of talk to you guys in the chat and see what your reactions are, instead of just getting to go and read them on the sidelines. So I am going to get a little bit more high, and then we're going to get right into our story. So as you guys know, I am doing the Joel Guy Jr. story. Oh my goodness, guys, this is quite the story. So it's actually the murder of Joel's Guy Sr., not Jr., but it was by his son, and Lisa Guy as well, his wife. And let me blow your mind. We have some photos, some crime scene photos, and a lot of information to give you a good idea of what went down on this freaky day. Take this chance to welcome everybody who's here in the comments. Welcome, Amanda. Thank you for being the very first one here. We have dying of the dab over here. We have Rusty in here. What's up, Rusty? And EXO. Yes, we are live, but it won't be often on Tuesdays. Every Friday we will be live with the show, though. So it will be amazing. So, guys, we are going to get into it. So on Saturday, November 26th of 2016, Joel Guy Jr., he finally decided to go through with a plan that he had definitely been putting together for quite a while. So, hey, what up, Rusty? So, we're going to give you a little bit of a history on why this is going down and why he decides to do what he did. So, his parents actually... What up, Static? Thank you so much for being here. His parents actually sold their house, and they were going to be moving away. They were retiring. They kind of just wanted to travel and have fun and do their thing like as retirees should, right? And they would no longer be supporting their son anymore. So he actually never worked. He was going to school for a few different things. He did like half a year in university, but he never really followed through with anything. So when he heard that his parents were going to be kind of like throwing him out and not supporting him anymore, he was definitely not impressed with this situation, as you will soon find out how not impressed he actually was. So his neighbors, what up, Jess, baby, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We have quite a awesome little group in the chat right now. All my favorites are in here. I'm so happy you guys are here. So yeah, if you talk to like his neighbors and friends of the family, even like close family members, they all just kind of said, no, Joel Jr. was an outcast. He didn't really try to make any kind of long-term or long-lasting relationships with anybody, and he was just kind of a loner. So that really does seem to happen a lot with our murderers and our true crime stories, where we look into their past and they're actually, you know, kind of loners, or like to be on their own, or really just have not a very good history with long-term relationships. So on the afternoon of November 26th, Joel Jr. attacked his father with a knife in their upstairs exercise room while his mother was away shopping and doing groceries for the family. When she returned home, she came through the front door, and she left her groceries at the door, kind of called out. There was nobody really around, so she went upstairs to kind of check, like, hello, where's my husband, where's my son? And as she went upstairs, Joel actually attacked her as well, and honestly, he just like brutalized her. He definitely was... Let's say this was premeditated. Like, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. And we're going to get a little bit more into how I know that, like, he definitely planned this out piece by piece. But, so, yes, so both of them were found, well, actually where they were found, both of their body parts and different remains of them were found in the exercise room on the floor, along with just a lot of blood, a lot of planning. He had cleaning products, he had different things in his trunk, and then of course what they did find at the scene. So we're gonna get into that right now. So just saying, the murder scene was so gruesome that the police officers described it as the worst thing they had ever seen. So we're going to get a little bit into the crime scene. We're going to just show you some photos and kind of explain what went down here. So crime scene photo number 1 is just a bunch of chemicals from what you can see there. They are chemicals and cleaning products. There are scissors there on the ground used to cut the clothes off of the bodies because the bodies were dismembered. They were just like completely mutilated. It was actually just horrible. So these are just a few of the cleaning products, which we will get to what these were used for. Whoa, bowl up. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get high. Your stoner corner got you covered. Blazing for that info. Facts always be discovered. Come and smoke with us. You know we always got you hover. Flying high and keep on blazing for that information. Woo! We can always pause for a good bowl, guys. If you ever want me to take a hit with you, just let me know in the comments. Dude was like Dexter. Dude was like, I watched Dexter, I got this. Okay, so yes, got crime scene 1 photo. So these are chemicals, and it looks like the clothing of either his mother or father. I do see like something that looks like a lady's dress or, shirt or scarf there. So we'll get into crime scene photo number 2, guys. Some of them are pretty gross and graphic, and I will explain exactly. I am currently on flower. Are you doing the marijuanas? Did you do one marijuana tonight, you guys? Did you guys do a marijuana? Anyways, we'll get back to the story, and we'll get back to that later, okay? Because that's just ridiculous. Crime scene photo number 2 were a few of the things that he had, number 1, taken out of his mother and father's purse and pockets, their wallets, some money, and then some tools to, well, do some really horrid things. Guys, I am going to get into the horrible state that the bodies were left in, and yeah, we'll get into that in just a little bit. But these are just a few of the things that were found at the crime scene that he had actually I did a marijuana just says. We'll get into crime scene photo number 3. This was the trunk. Oh, goodness, guys. Okay, so inside this trunk, what you are seeing right now is a meat grinder, some gasoline. It looks like the bowl from the meat grinder. And you can only imagine what he was going to be doing with the meat grinder. So we'll get a little bit into the dismemberment of them in just a second. I'll show you all of the crime scene photos that we do have here. Crime scene photo number 4. This was the struggle between... That don't scream weirdo. No, he's normal. Come on now. This was the struggle between Joel Jr. and Sr. So it was said that when he went to attack his father put up quite a struggle. They kind of made their way around the whole exercise room until Joel Sr. was pushed over this exercise machine that's knocked over right there, and then he was his son had gotten him down, and as you can see, all the blood around there, where he had forced him into a corner and kind of finished stabbing him to death. Amanda's like, what the fuck's going on over there? Crime scene photo number 5. What up, Kayla? What up, Kayla? How you doing, baby? The knife. This was the knife that was used to stab his mother. It severed 6 of her ribs. She was stabbed to death with this knife. This was actually the cause of her death. Guys, it is very, very hard to stab somebody to death. We have talked about this on Stonerz Corner before. We've talked about, what it really puts into and how much, strength and, oh my goodness. You really have to have the adrenaline in you to be able to keep that going because it is exhilarating. Not exhilarating, but exerting. Exhilarating. Puffalina. It's not exhilarating. That's a bad word. That's a bad word for this story. Anyways, crime scene photo number 6. This was another I'm good, boo. Congrats on the first new drop. Thank you so much, baby girl. Thank you so much. So this is another crime scene photo of just a few of the chemicals that he used for cleaning, which he did not do a very good job of, but he did clean up himself. And we are going to tell you again what the rest of the chemicals were actually used for in just a minute. We should actually get to a crime scene photo that will describe a little bit of that. Static all the Dexter fans. So you can see he definitely planned this out. Like, he was caught on camera going into different stores, picking up all these different supplies. When he heard it, when he was in a struggle with his father, he got a lot of cuts on his hands, and he actually was seen going into the Walmart in like the first aid aisle to get some first aid stuff. And when he realized that that wasn't going to work, he actually went down to like a student clinic to try and get them to help him out. Crime scene photo number 7. The pot. Can anybody guess what's inside the pot? Guys, I'm gonna make this image a little smaller. I'm going to just leave it right here for a second while we get high. And I would like someone to take a guess at what is inside of the pot. Because... Hey! Amanda, yes, there is a head inside of that pot. So, when the police officers arrived, don't make me answer that. There is a head inside the pot. When the police officers arrived at the scene, they, actually, they didn't find this first. They kind of looked around the house. If you can look really closely in this photo, guys, is there anything you can notice about the stove by looking at the photo? Anything specific? I know it takes you guys just a minute or two to answer, but for me to see your comments. Is there anything that you guys see about this photo about the stove? Looking at the stove, is there anything that you notice about it? God damn. I don't want to make the photo smaller, so I am going to have you guys just look at it for just a second longer to see if you can kind of figure out what I'm talking about before I let you know. Because this is definitely one of the most gruesome parts of the whole story. Is it on? It is on, Amanda. Yes, the stove is on. So when the police officers arrived at the scene of the crime, they arrived to a stewing, boiling pot. I can't stop looking at the pot. I know, it's just insane. So he actually severed his mom's head. And actually, you know what? He didn't just sever his mom's head, guys. There's so much information saying that, like, he actually severed and then broke that head off with force. Like, he didn't go through any bones. Like, he did some horrific things. Like, something that I can't even explain where this guy's brain was at when he was going and doing all this. But yes, he has his mother's head inside that pot, and he was cooking it for God knows what reason. But in a minute we will get into a couple of like things that I was thinking of, like maybe why he was doing that. So that was our last crime scene photo. Woo! Crime scene photographs. So I say that this was a premeditated murder because, guys, there was actually a fucking to-do list, okay? He wrote it in his journal, what to do. We'll go over it. Some of the stuff I can't read the best, but if you can see it better than me, we will. You guys just let me know. So he needs to get his killing knives. He actually get knives, and then he's like, no, they're not just knives. These are killing knives, guys. So he has to get his knives, and because why the knives are quiet, maybe that's why he wrote quiet, and he needs multiple knives. He has a little jot note at the side that says, get carving knives to make smaller pieces. Get sledgehammer to crush the bones. Bring a blender and a food grinder to grind the meat. Get bleach and to get rid of denture proteins, I guess. So, yes, he did soak these bodies in large blue bins, which I thought we had a photo of, but I guess it didn't get put into the live. But he took their bodies after cutting off the hands. He actually severed them at like the thighs. His father, I believe, was at the knees. The mother, he actually cut the legs and arms right off so that he could fit them into these bins. and it is a recipe. It definitely is. And he put all of these cleaners and stuff inside of these bins in hoping that they would kind of strip the bodies of any kind of DNA or fingerprints, even like eating away at the skin on the body, I guess was more like what he was hoping to happen. So get plastics for the bins. That's for the, oh God, is that the degeneration process? What does that say? Ew, God. Ugh. Anyways, it does not matter where they're killed. Just get rid of the bloody spots to prevent evidence of time of death. Like, please, guys, don't take this as a to-do list, okay? Get rid of the bodies inside the house and oh, so because their DNA and his DNA are already there because they live there. He was going to flush chunks of body down the toilet. So he was gonna, and then open the doggy door to provide entryway. I think maybe he realized that he was too large to fit through the doggy door, so he didn't go through it at all. But he definitely did this on purpose, guys. And like I said, there's his list right there, kind of showing you, hey, I did all this on purpose, and this he failed. So now his idea was that he could go and do all of this at the house. Nobody would know that he was doing it. Nothing would really get, like, nobody would figure it out, and he would be able, exactly, Amanda, he did fail. He thought he would be able to kind of get rid of the bodies and get rid of everything, because if he got rid of them, he got their life insurance, and they wouldn't be able to sell their house, and everything would go to him, and that this was just his big master plan, that he could figure it all out. He was just, like, going to be the most inconspicuous serial killer there was. As you can see from the scene of the crime, clearly if he wanted to do things and not get caught for doing them, he did it very poorly, because he left a super big mess. Like, have fun cleaning that kind of mess up. It just, like, he did a lot of things wrong. So what he did is, after putting everything into these bins and putting the head in the pot on the stove, he left the house to go and get his hand fixed, because he actually really hurt his hand. So he went to the first aid, and then he went to the doctors, and he thought that he could kind of just leave things going on there for a couple of days, and then he could go back and kind of like dispose of all the bodies, right? Unfortunately, there was a wellness check at the house, because she didn't show up for work, and that wasn't very much like Lisa at all to do. So there was a wellness check at her house, and during the wellness check, this was all found. They were found there, and then they had to go out and find him. So a little bit about each body had a large gash that was inflicted after death, so that the chemicals would actually, like, move into the bodies and move more quickly. So he thought that maybe that would help the deterioration process just a little bit. So it didn't take them very long to find him at a friend's. He did plead not guilty, yet they filed a motion that he'd be given the death penalty if he was convicted. So he was like, he wanted to plead insanity, obviously. So his defense counsel knew that they seriously had nothing. They couldn't help him. They had no evidence at all to present on his behalf at all. And you know what? I am thinking so much. I'm also eating mixed nuts. That's hot. You guys are both eating mixed nuts at the same time. I'm really into it. It's going to kind of be creepy with what I'm about to say next, because nobody ate nuts, but let's just say, I think that he was going to eat that head. I think he was going to go back and eat that fucking stewed head. I don't know, but why else would you do that? Why else would you boil the head and stew it and turn the stove on and, like, get everything? I just don't understand. Like, I'm pretty sure he was going to eat that head. That is my opinion, guys. That is not facts. That is just what I think, okay? Just saying. So the trial took 4 days, but he was actually found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. He was also convicted of abuse of a corpse, and he was given 2 life sentences. So he was given 51 years, and then after 51 or 52 years, he could be brought up for parole, have another trial for parole. But the chances of him actually being released were so slim to none. When he was in jail for the first little while, he actually wrote a letter to the warden. I have the letter here, so we'll read that too. Fucked up. So fucked up. So, we'll actually scroll it together. This was his letter. To keep the skull, you cook the brain the shrink it to remove it, just saying, ew, so he wanted to keep a trophy. I guess every serial killer or killer would keep a trophy. I wonder if he would have kept killing or he was legit just killing because he didn't want to do anything with his life, wanted the inheritance and house and everything. So our letter. This was a bad idea. I am psychologically unstable. I'm having fantasies of using my fingers to gouge this gentleman's eyes out of his head while he's unconscious, and therefore wouldn't be able to defend himself. Given that, in these fantasies, it is essential that I use my fingers, and no sharps restrictions will accomplish nothing. Oh, because I guess they have sharp restrictions in jail, so he's saying, like, no sharps restrictions will accomplish anything, and deterring him from doing this. I'm writing this letter because I don't want to end up with I think that says disciplinary, I'm not exactly sure, a disciplinary infraction or worse, more criminal charges. Nor do I logically believe that this gentleman deserves to be blind. So in this, he's kind of saying, like, I'm fucking crazy, I want to do this to him, but I really don't want to do this to him. So, like, and that would make a lot of sense for someone to snap after a long time and do that to their parents. Like, something's going on in there. I do not know what to do. I shouldn't be allowed access to another person while they are unconscious. This was a bad idea. Please stop me from acting on these fantasies. So, guys, that's fucked up. Like, that was actually not too long ago. So this wasn't even when he first went in there. This was, like, 2020. And he was put in prison in 2016. So that's pretty crazy, guys. And so clearly he knows that he's not well. And I know that this could also be a ploy to plead insanity to be able to get out sooner, of course, like, or at least be put into, like, a facility that is not prison. But honestly, I think that the best place for this crazy motherfucker is alone behind bars, not in some cell with some poor defenseless dude sleeping. And I'm not saying, like, oh, he didn't do anything wrong, he's in jail, he's not a poor defenseless dude. He is, because he's in there with some guy who's literally having fantasies about gouging out his eyes in the middle of the night so he can't do anything. He's a coward. Wow. So guys, what do you think of the story of Joel Guy Jr.? I didn't tell you too much about where he was from because I didn't want to bring it. Like, I don't care when his birthday is. I don't care about any of that stuff. He's a fucking murderer, okay? What do we got? Correction, I was eating mixed nuts. Now I want mixed nuts. Thank you so much for that. But guys, I do want to know what your opinions are and how you feel about it. We're going to get high again. And then I'm going to have a quick announcement for you guys that is pretty cool, so I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about it and let you guys know what's going down on Stonerz Corner. Do some dabba-doos. Can you hear me over my big torch? It's definitely a good story. It was a good starter. I believe it was a really good starter, and I actually have, like, a whole itinerary of true crimes, murder mysteries, folklore. We have lots of, like, spooky stories, horror stories. What did his mother do to him for him to brutalize her so much more? Honestly, a lot of it comes down to God damn. I think a lot of it comes down to, like, the money and being greedy, kind of being spoiled his whole life, kind of being showed that no matter what, he'll be taken care of. And then when he was told, like, at this certain age, when, like, he was actually 28 years old when he did this, guys, so that is a lot, that's pretty young, and a lot of time to, like, you know, move on with your life. So, but maybe he was thinking, like, oh shit, now I have to go get a job and everything's on me and no one's taking care of me and I need to be set up. So this was a way for him to, you know, kind of 100% help himself. Tim Hortons, Canadian special. I want to thank everybody so much for coming out with me tonight. we have hit our 30-minute mark, which is great. I am going to do my lives at between 30 minutes and an hour. Our pre-recorded shows will be 1-hour episodes, guys. There's going to be a lot of information put into those shows, as well as a lot of edits and everything just to kind of keep it entertaining for you. So that's going to be really cool, and I'm really excited to kind of get, to know how to do more editing. I want to make sure, like, I made this little overlay last night for you guys, which has, if you can see down there, it has our YouTube, our TikTok, it has our Instagram down there, which is the real Stonerz Corner. If you guys want to go over there, I know our other Stonerz Corner Instagram page is still up there, but that is no longer our Stonerz Corner Instagram page. It is the real Stonerz Corner. And as you can see, I am now a solo host for Stonerz Corner. So if you guys do want to be a guest on the show, I would love to have you anytime. I am looking for guests all the time. You can reach me on any of my social medias. I don't believe you can send messages here on YouTube yet, but you can contact me on TikTok. I do follow everybody who follows the Stonerz Corner page, so we can keep in contact that way. You can contact me on Instagram. You can get a hold of me through the Facebook group or through my personal Facebook, anything. If you want to be a guest on Stonerz Corner, please let me know. And you could also, I say it was Flocka. Flocka did it. Flocka did it. But yeah, if you want to be a guest, I really want all the guests that we can get. Musical guests, different kind of art, static guests. Come on anytime on the show. I know that you're like super talented and you're also hilarious. And if you just want to come and chill in on one of our random shows one night just to be a second, like a one-night co-host for like a guest host, that would be really awesome. So guys, we're going to get into some really cool information now. We are at the point of Stonerz Corner merch. So we have everything and anything that we need to make any kind of merch that we possibly can make. So we are going to start with t-shirts. We do have a couple of logos out, such as the one up here where it says Stonerz Corner, and it says Blaze for that info. That is on the back of a couple of the t-shirts, as well as the other Stonerz Corner logo that we do have on all of our social medias, which will be kind of like a Stonerz Corner logo, like right on the breast of the t-shirt, and maybe a Blaze for that info on the back. We also have a Ms. Puffalina t-shirt coming out for my Puffin' with Puffy Fridays, so that will be a really cool t-shirt to have too. It will be able to put it on hats, t-shirts, sweatpants, anything. Ladies, if you're looking for like the little bandeau t-shirts and like little booty shorts, we got you for that too. And you guys can honestly just contact us and we will make you whatever you want, and I will be posting all of that information on our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, probably make a little YouTube video about it so that we can post it on there as well, and definitely on TikTok. Guys, please check us out on all of our platforms. If you want Stonerz Corner merch, Stonerz Corner merch wants you. So everybody, I can draw you some ideas as well. Static, I'm so happy you said that before I signed off. That's another thing. We've been trying to push it really hard. If you have any ideas for any kind of Stonerz Corner art that you think we should put on some t-shirts or any merch, please send it to us, because we are definitely looking for so many different original ideas. Right now, I'm creating them. Farrell's helping me create them. I have Miguel who's helping me kind of create like a Puffalina avatar, like something just for me. He has an artist working on that right now, which will be like our mascot for Stonerz Corner, which is going to be so fucking cool. It'll be like a little cartoon where I can kind of have different poses and stuff like that. So there is a lot in the making, guys, and then you can also have her on t-shirts. We are going to brand the shit out of Stonerz Corner, and we need your help to do it. So please make sure that you share these lives, that you, once we're done the live will save to the YouTube page, so anybody who did miss it can go and watch it again. So please definitely share that information. Share all of our socials. We really want to get our YouTube page back up, as it was deleted, as well as all of our videos. So we want to get this page up and running as fast as we can with as many followers as we can get, and just go over and beyond what Stonerz Corner ever was before. So send all your logos on telly. I will. I'll send everything to you, Static. Thank you so much. That is so exciting. So what do we have here? I will be honored. I can't wait. Amanda, you will definitely be getting some merch. She is going to be one of our biggest models for mine and Farrell's clothing that we're going to be selling, that's aside from Stoner's Corner, but definitely Stoner's Corner. And yes, there'll be a lot of stuff in store for you guys and for everybody else. I know we're not really wearing masks anymore, but they may come back, so there are still Stoner's Corner's masks actually currently available right now, so if you do want one, just DM me or whatever. And guys, let's fucking get high every Tuesday and Friday night on Stoner's Corner. There will be a super active TikTok page. It's really scarce what I can post on there because like they see weed and they're like, yo, you are banned. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I did not know. So we got to be really careful with that. But I'm going to try my best to keep TikTok up and running, to keep Instagram up and running, and everything going at the same time with all this merch. Websites coming. Stoner's Corner is going to be sick. I can help with all types of design. I used to do tattoos. Static, I am going to message you as soon as I get off here. So, fuck yes. Thank you guys so much for joining me on our very first comeback episode of Stoner's Corner, True Crime Tuesdays, with your host, Puffalina, and I'm so stoked to have you guys here. Have a great night.